So let's take a moment to observe the chaos of things moving around us. To take a deep breath, relaxing into this moment, knowing that everything that we're going to say in this podcast, everything we're going to talk about is perfectly aligned, perfectly planned out. So, action.
What's up?
Welcome to Empowered Conversations. I'm Elijah from Empowering You Too, and today I'm going to be asking some beautiful questions to help you become your best self and to learn tools of empowerment. So, would you like to tell me a little bit about yourself? Tell everyone here a little bit about yourself and what you do and what inspired you to be doing that in your life now?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Mykyta and we're here in Mexico. I'm doing what I call transformational coaching. I combine like different aspects like psychology, esoterics, spiritual knowledge all together to gain some simple practice tools what I can use in everyday. So I already create a system. I call it Selfology. It's kind of all what you need to know about yourself. It includes psychology, includes some spiritual clues what you can use in your daily life, and self-regulation tools. It's very necessary to know at least a few components what you can use when you're stressed, how to work with your stress, because almost every fuck ups we do in the middle when we cannot hold the emotions or like. So basically I work with that.
So, Selfology.
Selfology.
Selfology. Did you hear that? That's Selfology. So that's really interesting. I love that you've created your own method and tool. Why would you say you wouldn't just use psychology? What's the benefit of having these other aspects that you've added in?
Because like life, it's super complicated system, and we cannot just have all the answer using just only one tool. We kind of need to know different sides of object to know the real truth. And like why I'm in psychology, why I'm doing that, because I'm from crazy traumatic childhood experience. I go through a lot of bad things, and it's inspired me to help myself because my environment was super not friendly and it was impossible to have some support. So in some moment I understand if I cannot support myself, I will die. And it's lead me to kind of first simple tools like psychology, like talk, like self-talk, and then I explore more in occultic knowledge, esoterics, because it's kind of more popular, And then it's lead me to this basement, how works energy, how works energy fields, quantum physics, because they're all connected. And if you like know different aspects, for example, you know a little bit about history, about religion, about different aspects, you can see the one truth in between all these objects. I was like curious about it, and I always feel kind of like a call, what's calling me to explore more this in detail. So like I feel like kind of we right now in the middle of a huge changes, like timeline change, everything change, and also kind of religion also need to be changed. Yeah, like this kind of spiritual direction of collective consciousness. And I see like a lot of beautiful people already start sharing, all necessary tools. And I feel a call to be one of that people, who doing that.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing in there is that adding these extra tools in is changing the way that we are going internal, changing the way that we're working on ourselves. Because the old structure of how we used to use psychology, for instance, is changing. Like it's an old system. A lot of like the psychological books and the things we've read are based on like old structures, and they're beautiful and powerful, but we're moving into a new timeline, a new era, and to move into something new, you add in components. So you add in psychology, add in spirituality, and you bring those together, and that creates something new. Like the process of creating something new is to take two things you have and put them together and create another one. It's how we made babies. It's how we were born. So I really align with that. So my next question I ask every guest I have here is, what is personal empowerment to you?
Personal empowerment to myself. Oh my God, it's kind of a big question, you know. It's for me, it's a bunch of things. For me, it's first of all, it's ability to feel connection with myself. And when I say myself, for me, I see myself like at least two big parts. One part, it's what I call observer, and one part, what I call self, or we can call it ego or character, you know, personality. And in some point, when I have connection with myself, I have this connection with my observer, when my observer can interact with myself. Yeah. And self, for me, it's kind of also like system combined from three parts, at least inner kid, inner adult, and I don't know, inner old guy, wisdom aspect, archetype. And when I can be aware of these interactions, it's what for me I call connection with myself. And for me, it's give you ability to be in the present, be more aware what you're doing, where's your intention. And when you're aware about your intention, it's the best tool for self-empowerment, because you're totally aware what you're doing in that moment. And you cannot just fuck up or miss something because you're aware. And also, if you go a little bit deeper and understand this kind of next subject, how I can improve myself, it's a knowledge how to surrender, but surrender in a proper way. Like just don't create any obstacles on your own way. It kind of also requires some patience and again awareness. So I do it consciously. I consciously right now take a breath and make it slow, or I just lose control, you know? It also depends. For me, it's a huge tool of self-empowerment. Last one, but in my opinion, the most important, it's inner dialogue. Because it's what we can everyone have inner dialogue, yeah? And even I have a lot of near-death experience, a lot of psychedelic experience, a lot of, I'm psychonaut. Some part of you never disappear. Higher self or God or universe, but you need to believe like something bigger than you can help you. It's kind of idea.
Beautiful, beautiful. So what I heard in there was, if you haven't heard this before, we're just gonna drill it into your brain. Awareness is, I love that one too. It's a key to every principle. Is like in change, first you become aware and then you can do something about it. So
what is awareness for you?
For me, awareness is just the observation of something. So you gain awareness. So before something existed, and then you become aware of it existing. So it's like, in a way, it's almost like observation and creating of a story or a meaning or of a thing or something. Once you've gained that awareness, then what I was hearing in there is you've gained your awareness, and then awareness of self in a sense as well, of like observing yourself not as the identity of you, and stepping out of that, and also connecting to that awareness that is the higher self. Am I hearing that correctly? Yeah. Beautiful. Oh, it's a big question, and we could go into it a lot, but just for someone who's watching, who's just starting out, they go, okay, awareness, taking a moment to observe the self not as the self, as the observer of the self. So then, what's one psychological principle you wish every human would understand?
Maybe better for everyone understand, like psychic is kind of a huge computer, and it's based on different programs. and these programs just runs our life. 95% of our life it's automatics, and if you're aware about it, it can be already therapeutic effect. You consist from two parts because mom and dad make you alive. So you have these two different energy inside you. We call it angel, demon, material, spiritual. Yeah, kind of this duality what creates unity. Yeah. And one of this part, it's kind of what we call observer. It's more with the spiritual part. It's that part of you without any kind of emotions, thoughts, just pure presence. And sometimes you can put your intention like in this spot and you can observe yourself. And yourself, it's what you get, it's your karma, it's your childhood experiences, it's your identity, all the things. And basically the main idea of humanity, they identify themselves with just self. But we all contain from two parts, self and spiritual. And awareness, it's basically be aware that you have not only a self part, that you have observer part, and if you start using it more and more, it's what we call integration. Because kind of self, we can also make a parallel with ego, and ego, it's a shadow. All your potential basically in the shadows. So the main idea not to become a better person, the main idea to integrate your shadow. That's really make you a better person. Not when you try to be a better. When you really integrate your dark side, you need to accept this idea of observer. It's basically what quantum physics try to explain us. So we already like have this observer. For example, 10 years ago, when any kind of scientist can say something about consciousness, he can be like other people say he is crazy. Consciousness. Right now, everyone talk about consciousness. And if we see what is consciousness, basically consciousness, it's explanation how quantum physics works. It's super familiar. It's a time. Observer exists. It's not like esoteric thing. It's real life. And right now, this kind of shift people from just self, when I just identify myself with person or character, to opportunity identify myself with something bigger, meta system.
Yeah, I love that. It's a beautiful way to put it. And yeah, we all have different ways of explaining and talking about similar things. And so I invite you to find your own way by absorbing the programs of those around us, the programs that you choose, and becoming aware of your own programs from other people, from family, all these experiences. So my next question is, what helps people build real resilience? Not fake toughness, but true inner strength.
Like in my own experience, answer it's coherence between mind and heart. You know, it's when you really, it's real resilience. You know, when you acceptance, you need to accept. But through acceptance, it's what really help you understand what is unconditional love. Because unconditional love, it's next step. You need to accept, then you can feel unconditional love. But basically, a lot of people have problems with acceptance. Even we say, I love my partner, I can love, but I have a bunch of things I'm not accepting my partner.
I love but she does.
Yeah, and it's like, so acceptance, I think acceptance is what can help you not just be, the guy who can like, I can hold it. Yeah, we all can hold from, I don't know, boiled point, yeah? But then it's explode. But real resilience, and when you're in acceptance, when you connect with your heart, everything don't touch you. You just like, okay, I let it be. I let be my girlfriend like my girlfriend. I let people do that shit what they're doing, it's their karma.
Yeah, I really resonate with that. I think acceptance is a big part of inner strength. And I also want to play the other side of that though, is like resilience in a sense of like, I want to achieve something or I want to create something and you've created a block or there's something like stopping you from reaching that. Sometimes it might be fear. And to go through that, you need to move through what you're afraid of. And there's some level of resilience there. And if I just went, oh no, I'm not going to be resilient, I'm just going to like accept and not take any action or against that block, I might not achieve the thing. I would just accept and go, okay, I'm not going to achieve it, accept it. Kind of like if you're in the river and you're just going with the flow of the river rather than being like, I'm going to reach that bank over there and strategically going on an angle with your actions toward the bank, if that makes sense. Kind of resisting the river a little bit so that you can actually get where you consciously want to go, not just where the river wants to go. What's your thoughts on that?
It's kind of the main question of the life, yeah? How to be in a flow, but in a kind of manage flow, yeah? How to manage the flow, at least, you know? It's a nice question. I think like you need like kind of collaboration between knowledge and belief. Because without knowledge, you need your own experience, you know? Because if you have no enough experience, it's kind of hard to believe. That's why I was like, you know, when you have a lot of psychedelic experience, near-death experience, your consciousness a little bit more expand. You see some things what you cannot explain, but you really see it, you know. So it kind of, you can believe right now because I saw something. For me, it's easy to believe. And if you have a lot of different experience and you repeat, so it's easy to believe.
For me, psychedelics and all these things actually take us closest to a death state, closer to the unknown state, like death being an unknown, if you so choose, unless you have faith in something. And from those spaces, you're actually also like similar to a child. When a child is deprogrammed or is still gaining its programs, it's very much in the unknown. It's very much in a learning space. And a lot of people call it altered states. Mm-hmm. And that's something they've been exploring a lot with breath work, psychedelics, all these things will put you into an altered state. Ultimately, an altered state is a childlike state, or for me, a very similar death state. Hypnotic state, exactly, where you are able to introduce new programs with the intentions that you set coming into that experience. Say you go into a breathwork ceremony, you go, I want to heal my childhood trauma, and so you go into that breathwork ceremony, and because you're in this altered state, you're in this hypnotic state, and that was your seated intention, you suddenly receive all this new information, and so it's beautiful. Anyway, I went on a slight tangent then, but my next question is, for anyone who's watching that is just starting on their journey of wanting to develop themselves, to align more, to step into this beautiful aspect of themselves, what's one thing that you could leave them with today that you say they're feeling a little bit stuck, they've got a block, what's something they could do right now?
If you right now feel stuck, like for me, it's happened like sometimes, even if you're working with the people, if you have instruments, even if you're kind of the most advanced guy in a room, you can feel stuck anyways, you know. And in that moment when I feel stuck, first, I need to relax. Because when I'm super stressed, energy don't go. You can feel energy when you relax. When you relax and feel energy, you can ask yourself, what's kind of happening right now? Just sometimes you need to ask simple questions to yourself, like what's happening, what I wanted to do right now, what I'm self-sabotaging, what's happening, what I want to hide from myself, or when I like, hey brother, what's happened inside? Like, come on, like talk to yourself, yeah? And sometimes yourself show up through self-sabotage, through behavioral destructive models, but it's kind of doing it only with one reason, it needs attention. You need to put some intention to some parts of yourself. And sometimes it's kind of really healing process. Because energy go where is attention, yeah? And if you put intention on some things what really disturb you, energy go here and something change. So basically, relax, put some intention to your pain. Don't escape your pain. Don't avoid it. Be better to be present about your pain, because your pain, it's a teacher. It's trying to help you and explain you, hey bro, come on, wake up. See, you don't like it, why you keep continuing doing it, and those things. That's why I'm hurt. I remind you, come on, stop doing it. So basically, if you will see things like that, it will help you a lot go out from collective drama loop, and you can, okay. So guys, be strong.
Thank you. Yeah, so what I heard in there was take a moment, breathe, observe the stuck situation from another perspective, talk to yourself about it, and give it some loving presence and your energy focus in a loving way, rather than...
No judge yourself. No judge yourself.
Yeah, exactly, because like often in those stuck positions, it's easy to be like, oh, there's like something wrong with me, like whatever, I'm feeling stuck, and really in that emotion rather than kind of pulling back, just observing, talking to yourself, and really taking a step back, isn't it? Is just so powerful to remind yourself that you're going to be okay, because the nervous system, what I say, the nervous system, inner child, inner feminine, I'll put them all into one bundle, but that experience that then creates the pain, one of those, or all of them, is what's creating that pain. That pain is like, hey, I'm feeling scared, right? Inner child, inner feminine, is nervous system is scared of the situation or the stuck situation, and therefore taking that step back and being like, I'm not you, I can reassure you, I can reassure that inner feminine, that inner dialogue, that inner peace. Any final words?
Yeah, know yourself. You know, it's self-exploring. It's the best thing what you can do to yourself. Know yourself. And knowing yourself, it's kind of a huge, it's all life challenge, because we're people, we like a life system. We're not like real computers. So we kind of computers, but we're alive. And life, it's always between order and chaos, and sometimes we need to have some chaos in our life to, you know, get rid of things what don't serve us no more. But life, it's always in between, in a balance between chaos and order. So don't be afraid about chaos, but also don't be afraid about order. They both need.
Thank you so much. Beautiful conversation.